Coach, a couple injuries to your roster. Can you talk about getting that second seed and the bye? And how important is that to get those extra couple of days to try to get everybody's bodies right?
It's massive. I mean, it's massive. We need all the help we can get. You know, my mantra has been next guy step up, next guy step up, so we would have dealt with it. However this game would have ended up, however the table would have ended up, we would have gone through and done our normal routine. And you know, that's a pretty tough group, pretty resilient group. And so, yes, it's great to have those couple extra days. But at the same time, I mean, being in there, they want to play. They want to get these. They want to keep these games going because I think they're feeling good about themselves.
Miles, I think I saw you next.
Yeah, we talked about in practice. What's going on with your offense? It seems like you guys have got a scoring touch going on, and I mean, how did that come about? Scoring goals here.
Well, I'll answer it this way. So if you watch the first goal, the build-up play, you know, good possession. Dempsey plays the ball over on the right-hand side. Harry's movement of diving inside to create that space for Kelvin. Kelvin had a tremendous performance today. His ability to get to the end line and then also have a little bit of patience down there, you know, because he was kind of waiting for the right pass. He makes a pass and Bruin puts it in. I mean, that goal was a quality goal. And I think that is just, you know, a bunch of good soccer players making some good plays. And each one of those plays, you know, Dempsey's a good passer of the ball. Harry came in and did a good job tonight. Kelvin was strong, and Will's doing what he's supposed to do, which is score goals. So the team is playing to its strengths, and, you know, our home form has been very good.
Jackson?
Coach, what are your thoughts on the Clint Dempsey red card there in the first half, and if he is out for the first playoff game, what does that mean?
Well, it means the next guy has to step forward. That's number one. And I will reserve judgment until I see the replays. Obviously, I want the team to play with control of the emotions. That is paramount because you need, in critical moments, you need to have a clear mind and you need to make sure you're making good plays. So I will watch the tape. I will sit down with Clint and figure out his version of it. And then we will proceed because I'm not allowing one play to derail what we can accomplish. That won't happen. That I can guarantee you.
Nico, you still have one?
Yeah. What were your tactical changes, or what was the thought as soon as Dempsey got that red card? Did you do anything in general, or is it just?
No, we flattened out the two lines. You know, you play 4-4-1. You know, Jovan and Harry just dropped down a little bit, and again, Will scored the first goal, the winning goal, you would say, but he really did the lion's share of work up top solo on his own. And so credit, you know, it's back to that conversation Will and I have about what is he good at, scoring goals or defending? You know, he did both of those tonight.
Ryan?
3 goals in Will's last 2 games. Is this the best you've seen him play all season long and clicking at the right time?
I think he's been pretty consistent all year long, Ryan. I don't know if he's rounding into form or whatever. I think the goals that Will score are, again, testament to who he is. He's a battler, he's a fighter, he gets in, he makes his runs inside the box very well. I'm really just pleased that he's, you know, scoring some timely goals. But he has a lot of help. He's got a lot of teammates that make that a little easier on him.
Jaime, you still have one?
Yes, I don't know if this question was asked before, but what's your take on the referee's decisions to go to the VAR, in particular in the first half?
Well, the VAR, I don't think that you're talking about the penalty that wasn't called. Could have been a penalty, could not. I don't, you know, that's not going to get replayed. Or they were talking. I know that they talk, okay, but I don't know if it was, you know, bad enough. Again, I have to watch that tape. VAR is something that, you know, it's something that I think is good. I'm not, you know, we're on the receiving end of a call that got reviewed and it didn't go in our favor, but that's still, I'm still in favor of it. I still think it's a good thing.
Spencer, back there.
Yeah, you mentioned Harry Ship's role in that in the first goal, but it's been a while since he started, and he's kind of substituted a little bit, but his first start, how'd you feel about his performance today?
Good. I told him, what I wanted him to do, and he accomplished that. And when they made that sub with Gat coming on, who's a good athlete, fast, gets up and down the line, I wanted to counter that a little bit with Lamar, so that was the reason for the change. I thought Harry did what he was supposed to do, connect some passes, give us some energy. He was very excited to play, and he did well.
Coach, you started Nico more defensive next to Roldan today. How do you see his performance from a deeper role, and do you see him playing there more in the future?
Well, he'll play there until maybe we get some healthy bodies, or in case away from home I decide to go with, more defensive lineup because, we're short another guy in the band of three. So we'll take that into consideration. He's done a great job there. He and Christian did a good job. He covers a lot of ground in that midfield position, which actually helps us. And his passing from a little deeper position is also very effective. But he has told us, he's told me and Gonzo and the coaching staff that he likes to play closer to the goal. So getting a couple goals tonight was good for him.
Steven?
Coach, how do you think your team responded to the adversity of the red card, and was this match good preparation for the type of tenacity and atmosphere you'll see in the playoffs?
Well, I think the team responded well. Obviously not giving up too many clean looks. I would say that Steph's, timely save on the volley there with Eigner inside the box, that was about the only breakdown that really, I could say about the team not responding well. As far as what the future holds, playoff games, yes, they're a little bit tougher, stronger, whatever. Refs don't want to call fouls, all of that sort of stuff. It doesn't alleviate or doesn't give less credence for us to keep our heads in the game and make sure that we make good plays. So we'll, again, address that, and, we'll make sure that we're ready, and we'll make sure that we don't make mistakes.
Mark?
7 goals in the last 2 games, Brian, also 2 shutouts. Is either one of those more significant heading into the playoffs, in your opinion?
I think the duels 1 category is more effective. I think that we won 60% of our duels, and score lines like 3-0 or, multiple goal games or shutouts come from the team driving to make sure that they win everything, every tackle, every 50-50 duel. And if you win enough of those, if you win your battle in your part of the field, you help your team become more successful. And I constantly look at the stat sheet, and we're winning duels a lot. And I think that has something to do with it.
Tyler, you still have one? You gotcha, okay. Michelle?
Given kind of the talk all season long about kind of the MLS championship hangover, after today's match, was there any kind of sense of a sigh of relief, like, okay, we've made it, we're in the best position possible, getting that bye, kind of that sigh of relief that you would have before you gear up to push forward over the next month and a half?
I think there was a little sigh of relief after last weekend, and then they had to go back to work. I think there might be a sense of pride, I would say, maybe not a sense of relief, but a sense of pride in the fact that they came second, came through a lot of adversity, changed lineups in the beginning half of the season. We didn't have a set lineup at all. And so when Garth and those guys brought Kelvin on, that helped us. We steadied the ship a little bit. We went on that run, the unbeaten run, which was good and bad. They've overcome a lot. So the mood in there right now, yes, was, yeah, okay, we're going to enjoy this moment. But I don't know if there was any just kind of like moment where they just went, whew, glad that's over. I think they're already looking forward to the next game.
Felipe, and then time for a few follow-ups.
So, Coach, at the end of the regular season, game, but through the season, the team at home only lost one game. The position is a totally different tournament. What can you say about that? Keep playing at home really well, but as an away, a few games were not that good.
Well, I think traditionally this club has been a good road team. I know our record may not show it as much as in years past, but that group is committed to winning every game, home or away. And yes, the MLS is filled with parity. There's the home field advantage. There's the team that scores first wins X percent of the time. All of those things come into play, but you mentioned it. The playoffs are a different thing. I mean, we went and, had to play some tough games last year. Over the course of nine seasons, we've had to play tough road games in the playoffs. Sometimes we won, sometimes we didn't. So that team will be prepared. Wherever we go, Vancouver, Houston, Sporting KC, wherever we have to go, we'll be prepared, and we will go to win the game.
Follow-ups, Nico, you still have one? Please.
This team is not only deep in talent, but it seems like every player is very versatile. They can play different positions. Was that constructed early in the season? It looks like that you and the coaching staff install in every player.
I would think it was constructed just through the roster. I mean, if I'm looking at the left side of my field today, Jovan, who's normally the starter at left back, moves up a line, and Nuhu comes in his place, and they create a pretty good tandem. And why is that? It's it's kind of based on their personalities. Nuhu has all the youth and energy and power, and Jovan is very calm and he's silky smooth, and he does a lot of good things with his foot on the ball. So I'm not so sure it's us as a coaching staff. I think the players deserve the credit because they're the ones that kind of go out and do all that work. They work at it, since preseason in Arizona, and it's credit to them. It's credit to them.
Harvey?
Coach, you've been a part of a lot of playoff seasons here in Seattle. Last year was your first year fully in charge. Was there anything in particular you learned from that playoff push last year that will inform how you approach it this season?
Good question. You might have stumped me there. I'll have to think back on exactly how we won playoff series against quality opponents. I think it's just continuing to do what we do. I believe in the way we train the team. I believe in the way we play, the system of play that we have. I believe in the players themselves. And if you have a good routine going and you're confident in your abilities as coaches and players, sometimes you're not going to win every game, but you're going to give yourself a good chance. I think the mentality of this group is very strong. You will hear me say this a lot. The mentality that we had to persevere, everything that happened last year might be the only point I would say we can learn from. Because last year was tough. And so if we believe that we can win, last year was we're not finished yet. Ozzy saying we're not finished yet. They really believed that. And so this year, can they believe it again? Yes, I think they can.